What if I told you there's a simple way to grow your email list faster than you ever thought possible? Imagine waking up to see new subscribers joining your list while you sleep. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's 100% doable. The truth is, it's not about hustling harder or creating endless content. The real magic lies in something small but mighty: website pop-ups. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. When done right, pop-ups are an absolute game changer for growing your store's email list and turning your casual site visitors into loyal customers. In this video, I'm breaking down my favorite pop-ups, ideas for your own pop-ups, and the secret to increasing your form opt-in rate. Plus, if you stay tuned, I'll give you a complete free treasure trove of real pop-ups and emails designed by my team so you can get some inspiration and ideas on what would be right for your brand. But first, if you could do me a huge favor and like this video, it would help more business owners and marketers to get value out of this training. Okay, if you are ready to turn your email list into the ultimate profit generator, let's dive in. So let's get started with some of my favorite website pop-ups for Shopify and e-commerce to help grow your email list. I'm a huge fan of gamification, and so these are all going to have that element of kind of slot machine, lottery, and just things that are a lot of fun for your website visitor. These are all pop-ups that our agency, Karizma Marketing, have actually created for our clients. So I want to give you some ideas that you can do on your own that really incorporate fun and that are on brand for you. I will also leave a link at the bottom of this video in the description to our entire portfolio so that you can look at it for inspiration. You are welcome to use our designs. We have tons of them in there for emails and pop-ups and SMS and website banners and layouts. And there's so much in there that can hopefully inspire you so that you can make it your own, which is why I make our portfolio publicly available, because I'd love for you to be inspired to set some of this stuff up yourself if you're unable to afford a Klaviyo email marketing agency. Otherwise, of course, you could hire us to do some really cool brand work for you and some email marketing work for you as well to increase your email list size. So let's start with this one. This is for a beauty client, and we are gamifying it with their foundation product. So their foundation kind of wipes away and the coupon is revealed. Originally, actually, we had one of their products kind of bouncing across the screen, and they want to change it a little bit, no problem. So this was kind of the end result. This has helped increase their conversion rates on their website pop-up and help grow their email list, which ultimately leads to more revenue. So once they opt in, this is kind of what they see. It's a screenshot, so you're going to see a little bit of the website behind it, but this is what they see, and the coupon is in their inbox. Some clients, we put the coupon code right there in the thank you message. There's some pros and cons to this. If you don't do that, then what happens is you actually have a higher email deliverability rate in the future, because website visitor is forced to open your email in order to get the code. And what happens is now your email provider sees that they open your emails, and so your future emails are more likely to be delivered to them. This is a huge benefit of sending them the coupon code in their email and not putting it in the thank you message. However, what you're going to do is you're going to have some fallout from that, because not everyone is going to go to their email, or some people might have provided a fake email, and so they may not go back to the email inbox, open up your message, grab the coupon code, and use it on the website. And also your email may, be delivered in spam if you haven't been following best email practices. So that's another risk of not including your coupon code here. I always suggest use dynamic coupon codes with these messages so that they can't be scraped across the internet and shared, and so that they're one-off and protected. You can do that in Klaviyo. We are a Klaviyo Gold Master Partner. You can also do that with Privy Pop-ups. We're also a Privy Platinum Partner. So I would definitely recommend doing those dynamic coupons and setting time limits to them, because scarcity always works with conversion rates. Okay. We have another pop-up here for a whiskey brand, another scratch and win style. You can see that we really love this style for our clients. The reason why is we've done so much testing. I mean, we've raised 8 figures plus from email marketing for our clients. We've grown email lists to over 350,000 subscribers each, not total. And we send and make, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in email marketing every month for our clients. So we really do know what works and what doesn't, and what converts well and what doesn't. And so some of our email marketing services also include these website pop-ups, as well as website development and design, to really be on brand. And you can really have a lot of fun with it. So we know that this works. It always does. Mystery always works. Gamification will always work. So I'm giving you these ideas because I want you to think of your own brand and what you might be able to do that's somewhat similar to gamify this. So this is a scratch and win. What will you win? And then this here would be your success message for them. In this one, we also opted to give it to them in their inbox. Now, I'm going to ruin the plot here for you, that all of these gamified, spin the wheel, scratch and save, slot machine style website pop-ups are all fixed. Who knew? The house always wins, right? So it always has a predetermined out, even with spin to win wheels with Privy, which we really love. Those actually work really well too. However, they're not as on brand for some clients. And also they've been used so heavily over the years that they've lost their luster. So doing something unique and on brand will always work better for you. But having this gamification style will always work. These are actually all GIFs made in Photoshop. So that is how actually we do this. And actually, if you were to really dissect these pop-ups, you would know that they're in several different elements. There's a image here, there's an image or text here, and then this is your GIF, and then this is the rest of your form. So they're actually built-in blocks, which hopefully will help also explain this, because I imagine that it's hard to wrap your head around sometimes how we do all of this. And this is for a supplement brand. Same idea. This is what they want to do and on brand for them. So we went ahead and did a scratch and save there. And then of course we have the congratulations you won. Every client's branding is completely different. For them, this is what works. This is their colors. This is what they wanted to show. I recommend your flagship products being shown on these types of pop-ups, but you could have done so many different things with supplements. This is just what we decided on as a collaboration with the partner. This one here is another scratch and save. I can tell you that scratch and save, although they work for every brand, they work really well for female-driven brands. Women really love mystery. They love games. And this could just be a human experience, but we noticed that it works exceptionally well with brands that have products that cater to female customers. So in this particular one, the client and we decided to go ahead and put images of their products behind the scratch and save with a model image in the back. But again, there's so many different ways we could have done this, right? So if you have a jewelry brand, there's probably a lot of different things that you can think about of how you could have gamified this and had fun with it. The next one, this one actually I really, really love. This was one of the first ones we did, 3 years ago, but this is really fun because this brand is a Western Hawaiian fashion apparel brand. So we have their surfing board mascot surfing across this pop-up and just making it really fun. It's so on brand. This is why I love stuff like this. For me, every part of being on a client's website, every email that a customer opens and every pop-up that a website visitor sees should be an experience. I believe in experiential marketing heavily, and brands, you can't just do, what you did 10 years ago. Times are changing. You need to keep up if you want to be innovative and different and be a brand that people really love because of the way you make them feel and because of the way you create a characterization of your brand in essence and the way you make them feel, a community you build. This is what makes people fall in love with your brand and continue to spend money with you. So these types of pop-ups that really play on the brand and your mascots or your icons or your messaging or your products work really, really well. And of course, you can see that in this thank you message is what we call it, or success message after they opted in, you can see the animation of the percentage off, which is really cool. It's even like going in between the leaves, right? So in this one, we opted to go ahead, and this is funny because we did change this later to 30%. I know it says 20% there, but it was 30. And don't try the code, it won't work anymore. However, we put the prefix code in this one and put it into the email as well. You can put prefix code in, it's no problem, but if you're a bigger brand, you likely want to really be careful about using prefix codes, like standardized codes, across what we would call your email flows. So this will go into what we call a welcome email flow. And if I have another training on welcome email flows, then I probably will link it somewhere here. But in essence, you really have to be careful about putting coupon codes that are set into email flows because those can so easily be shared. So that are long-term. If you have a one-off campaign like 4th of July or Christmas, it makes sense. You have a prefix code, right? And it's just going to be the same for everyone. But once you have flows where these emails are on automation, you want to make them what we call dynamic coupon codes, one-off coupon codes, or even timed coupon codes. So every single subscriber gets a unique coupon code in the pop-up and in email. And it does carry over from the pop-up to the email. At the time, this was a smaller brand. Sharing of their codes wasn't really a big deal. They simplified it for them. This is what they wanted. So this is what we did. But I recommend always, moving forward, having dynamic codes, which is possible in Klaviyo and also in Privy, and I would definitely put a prefix in front of that code, meaning the prefix would be welcome perhaps, and then it would dynamically populate like 7 other characters after that for each person. Why? Because you can't track dynamic codes if each one of them is totally different in your Google Analytics. You need to have a prefix that the code contains in order to do proper tracking. We're learning a lot today about email marketing and all sorts of high-level stuff. So this one is for a henna client. We like to call it the slot machine, and this one was perfect for this client. I really love the the free shipping icon that goes with free shipping. I love that. It really does look like a slot machine. This is what the client wanted and what was best for them. This one is for a Japanese beauty product client that is definitely more conservative and more luxury and high-end. So you can see that this pop-up emulates their brand and the messaging they want to come across. It's not over-the-top cartoony, which will be the next one that I will show you. It's not cheesy, like it feels luxurious. Now, this brand we get to have a lot of fun with. They are a Hawaiian snack brand and they have characters as part of their overall branding, and they have super bright colors. Everything from them is just over the top, from the characters to their branding to their colors to the candies, everything. So, I mean, you can imagine how much fun this is for us. So we got to use some of their characters dancing there in it, and the characters in the background and some of their snack boxes in the background, and the elements in this pop-up and the branding is very cohesive with all their other branding. So this is this brand. And again, we animated some of that thank you message for them, which was a lot of fun. And then what happens is you actually can't see, remember how I said these forms are built in blocks? You're just seeing the animated part of the block, but there's more below. This is just the part that we captured, but below this, you would have seen the code or, check your email. It's just, you're only seeing the image or GIF part of the thank you message. One other one that I wanted to share was an SMS. So this would come up depending on where customers are in their journey with you. For example, this would come up as an in-between, like sandwiched between email opt-in, then you could ask for a text for an additional amount of a discount or offer, and then go to the thank you message. So a lot of brands are doing this now. You'll see it. You'll start with email, then you'll get to SMS. You want to opt in, but you don't have to, and then a thank you message. We might have used this for people who are already on our email list. And so the next time they get back to our website, remember, you don't want them to see the same pop-up. So you need to have settings on your website pop-ups that exclude your current subscribers from seeing them. And then this pop-up would be set to only show to your current subscribers, right? So if we had only gotten email at stage 1, stage 2, we could have asked for like a birthday for a free gift, or offered them, a recipe book, or asked for their phone number because we don't have it yet, right? So these are all the options that we have depending on where these customers are in their stage of their, customer journey with us. So don't get in your head that you can only use website pop-ups for new website visitors or for people who aren't on your subscriber list. Once they get into one pop-up, they should see another pop-up next time, right? Another tip is to make sure that big sales or, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or early access, you have those types of pop-ups. Just make sure that you turn off these ones temporarily while you have the Black Friday early access or Black Friday Cyber Monday pop-ups on, because you don't want pop-ups to interfere with each other. That's another, kind of checklist item to do during these big sales. So the reason I love this one, I always love animation of text. I don't know why. I love it in emails. I love it on pop-ups. It's just so cool. So I just feel like this is so on brand and so fun. So that was another one to give you a little bit of an idea. What I will do is I will go ahead and I'm going to share this link down below. It's going to have all sorts of things. So here you could go through many more website pop-ups. There's many of them that you can see to get some ideas. And then overall, what I will also drop for you down below is our whole portfolio link. So what I mean by this is I would love for you to look at it, get some ideas for yourself. If you're not yet at the point where you can afford to work with an agency, and I'm a huge believer of putting in the sweat equity yourself, doing a lot of it yourself until you can afford an agency's help, then I hope that you can get some ideas from this. So I would go into, for example, email marketing portfolio, and what you can do is you can look at like our animated emails or our static emails. This might look a little bit different by the time you get here because we're reorganizing this a little bit, and it just goes on and on and on. So you can just go through these and get so many different ideas of emails and how they look, and we'll eventually be organizing this by industry, but it gives you some ideas of what you can do for your brand, depending on, what your brand sells and the messaging or the offer or the holiday, or if you want it to be animated or static, or if this is an email flow versus just a, regular email. But we're hoping that some of these designs give you ideas. That's our way of giving back. We want you to be able to do this and feel empowered to do it on your own until you can afford the next step, which is definitely, I would recommend working with an expert or an agency. For us, if you're interested in charisma marketing, feel free to go to charismamarketing.com, and at charismamarketing.com, you can go ahead and contact us, and you can go ahead and ask for a free quote or go to the contact page. This website might look very different by the time you get to it because we are redoing the whole website right now while I do this video. But if you are currently making over 7 figures and you are in e-commerce business and you need help growing
doing your email marketing program or your SEO, or looking to develop or design a new website, we could be a really great partner for you. So feel free to reach out. If you have any questions, put them below. I'll be happy to answer them. And go ahead, and if you want some more support with your email marketing, there should be a couple other videos coming up that you can click to help you make more money from your email marketing and your website pop-ups. I hope you enjoyed this training. And if you did, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so that you can get new videos and trainings to help you grow your e-commerce business.